Dun, dun, dun! Module 10. We made it. We made it to the last module of this class. Woo! Give yourself a high five. Nicely done. You did it. You did the thing with the thing. I am super proud of you. So again, MFA 509 Q1011. Anyway, so this is the last module. Woohoo! So good news is that the biggest assignment was submitted already. You had to submit that last night. Well, depending on when you're watching this, I guess. It was due Sunday night. So that was due. And I will be working and grading that over the course of the next few days because there's a lot to grade there. And it's a thing. Again, if you turn it in late, you will get marked down. Nobody wants that. So that's the thing. Anyway, so what are we doing this week or this module? Well, it's kind of just basically a wrap up time because they're giving me time for this week to get the stuff graded, but we're still going to do a few things. So let's kind of go through it. All right, so this is just a chance to do some reflection. This is not only important for a class, but also as a writer, okay? And so the objectives are to discuss the writing process and how, it influences writing approach and whatever. So we're gonna be doing some just reflection. All right, let's move on. Okay, all right. So again, this is basically just talking about how we need to look back at what we've learned and how we're going to incorporate it. And reflection, I mean, we can experience something, but if we never learn from it, then we're just going to make the same mistakes over and over. So this is a great opportunity for us in this module to look back what we did well, what we want to learn, what we did learn, and what we're going to incorporate that moving forward. And there is a couple of ways that we can do that. So there is this cool reading and resources, Stephen King's top 10 rules for writers. Whether or not you're a fan of Stephen King, this is an excellent article, okay, that talks, just read through these things. These are excellent. And I don't disagree with any of these, okay. Well, there is one that says that some of you may disagree with about there are 2 secrets to success. I stayed physically healthy and I stayed married, okay. That may not apply to everyone, just saying is the thing. But for the most part, these are good advice. Okay, moving on. So this week, the only deliverable that we have is the discussion, okay? And you're going to consider the following. How does this course and the completion of the final project help you prepare for the future courses and your thesis, okay? Because moving forward, I think the next class from here is advanced studies in literature, particularly in your genre. And then then your thesis again is going to be your full book. So consider what you've done for this class with the premise and the outline. How's that going to help you? Think about the writing process, okay? How does be more mindful of plot points affect your writing? We did more plotting this class where we kind of outlined everything as opposed to just writing by the seat of our pants. So that's an important point. And then, kind of as you've listened to other people post their stuff, what are your thoughts on that? Okay, so that's really the only thing that we're doing this week. Now, if you're like, gosh, I'm trying to think about these different things, what we did, whatever, I'm going to kind of jump ahead a little bit here. If you jump, we're going to skip 10.2 right now. We'll come back to that in a second. But in 10.3, the course wrap up, if you go to here, it basically has some great information that kind of reviews the major points that we have for this class. So maybe do this one right here to review the major concepts that we had in this class. Then that'll help you figure out the reflection. Okay, just saying if you're kind of stuck on that, I'm not sure what to write about. Maybe do the course wrap up, just look through that and kind of review the different things that were taught in this class. And then you're like, oh, okay, I got some fodder now that I can use for that. Okay. And then the last but not least is this e-portfolio. We haven't talked about that a lot in this class. I don't know if you've done so in other classes, but this e-portfolio is a cool thing that they have here at Southern New Hampshire, where it gives you a chance to kind of save things, okay? And there's this thing, adding files to the ePortfolio repository, which is found at the Start Here module. So if we go back to that, it'll show you how to do that. Eventually, this class will fall off your schedule, and you will not be able to go back and save things from this and access things. So if the only place you've saved your pitch and your outline is in this class, and then 6 months from now, you want to go back and retrieve that, you can't because you won't have access to this class, but you will have access to your ePortfolio. This is not a graded event, it's just a great idea. And just as a side note, one thing I personally do is anything that I'm working on, after I finish writing for whatever day it is, I send myself an email. So I save my file to my computer, and I save it on a flash drive, and I send me an email with the work in progress, because I have heard from too many horror stories from too many different authors how they have lost their work due to computer crashes or whatever. So this ePortfolio is just another place where you can save some work. All right, so that's the gist of it. There is one little fun thing that we're going to be doing. You'll see it in the announcements as far as Module 10. It was a great question that was brought up in the general discussion board about pen names. And so just look for that. It's just kind of a little activity. It's like, hey, so what are your pen names? And do you want to use your own name? What are the pros and cons of that or whatever? So look for that as just an additional activity, a little fun thing to think about as we are working towards that. So that's basically it. So last couple of things I will say to wrap up are, number one, please remember that when I am grading your final project, I am using the rubric as my guiding star. And I try very hard to be fair, but firm with the rubric. It's not my personal opinion of whether I like you or not. I don't give any grades. I simply record the results from what students do. So it's nothing personal. I'm just saying. So keep that in mind, that I want everyone to do well, and I try to help my best to have everyone do well, but I can't do it for you. And so there's that. And last but not least is I wish you all the best. So my next class I'm going to be teaching is actually 507. So I will not be seeing you folks in that one. But I've really enjoyed getting to know you better. And I think these discussion boards with the video posts and such were very helpful in that regard. And when you make it big and famous and whatever you're going to be doing, please remember your professor that helped you. Okay, just saying. Okay, anyway, well, best of luck to everyone, and I wish you all a wonderful future.